Behind me is a video after the game where Brock Purdy breaks down the team, and then Kyle Shanahan comes up and gives a very awkward shoulder rub, bro hug type thing going on. And I'm making a joke out of it a little bit, but I think it's extremely significant and not a moment that we should let pass by, especially if the 49ers win a Super Bowl this year. It's moments like these that absolutely matter. During the offseason, I made a show with Ryan Hensley, and we talked about what we would do if we were the 49ers to show support for Brock Purdy. It was a show about giving advice to Brock Purdy, and throughout that show, we also gave advice to the 49ers. One of the things that I talked about during that show is doing everything for Brock Purdy that you did not do for Trey Lance. That meant getting rid of Trey Lance, removing the issue before it becomes an issue. If Brock Purdy struggles, do not give the fans a chance to chant Trey Lance's name. Make Brock Purdy a captain. They've done both of those things. And the last thing that I said was Kyle has to show support and love for Brock Purdy. This is the missing piece. Listen, I may not be right on all of my football takes. I'm no different than you watching. I'm a fan. I love this team. I've dedicated a lot of my time to this team. Not only as a fan, but over the last couple years as a content creator. Spent a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort on this team. I want them to win a Super Bowl just as badly as you do. I can guarantee that. As a fan, I am not always going to be right. And that's okay. Nobody's right all the time. I do not run this football team. I do not know everything that it takes on how to run this football team. But one thing that I do know, and I am very confident in, because I've spent many years mastering this in my life, is leadership. I know leadership inside and out. I've mentored many, many people in my life. I've been a leader to many people in my life. I've been a bad leader, and I've turned into a very good leader in my life. There's a lot of things that I've pointed out about Kyle Shanahan and his leadership that have been an issue for me. And I believe that I know exactly where he struggles as a leader. But I am here to give credit when credit is due. I do not believe that Kyle Shanahan put his arm around a quarterback in the past the way that he's doing right now with Brock Purdy. And I think that is very clear. I think the awkwardness of this moment shows just how genuine it is. It is real. It is awkward. It is awkward, but it's also very real. And it shows me that Kyle Shanahan is tapping into something that he has not tapped into very often in his life, in putting his arm around a quarterback, literally and figuratively. Brock Purdy has played the game very freely. A lot of that is because that is who Brock Purdy is. That is why I liked Brock Purdy coming out of college and thought he was a third-round talent, was because of that mental fortitude. But one thing that Brock Purdy had in college that he has talked about a lot, and his old coach at Iowa State talked about a lot, was a real connection with his head coach. That meant a lot to him. It was very important to him, and I believe it led to a lot of success for him in college. He is now getting that in the NFL. And we've seen screenshots of Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy talking in the locker room or embracing in the locker room. And that's great. But seeing it actually happen on video means so much more. Kyle Shanahan did not do those things for Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance or RG3. Hell, he didn't even do it for an MVP award-winning quarterback in Matt Ryan. In fact, Matt Ryan famously talked about how frustrated he was after the first season together, and it was him, not Kyle Shanahan, that put together an off-season meeting where he patched things up and they were able to go to a Super Bowl afterwards. We've seen it with Kirk Cousins. I think might be the glimpse into Kyle Shanahan having love for a quarterback, and we make a lot of jokes about it, but we are absolutely seeing it with Brock Purdy. I don't know what the future holds for Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers, but frankly, with Kyle Shanahan giving confidence to Brock Purdy the way that he is behind the scenes, this just might be the missing link to the 49ers getting over the hump finally and winning a Super Bowl. And as a fan of this team, I am all for it. Let's go get number 6. And if we do go get number 6, let's not forget this moment, the significance of this moment and what it could be, or what it could mean rather, to this team going forward.